When Disneyland opened 30 years ago, Walt Disney promised it would always be in what he called a state of becoming. True to his word, he invested the park's attractions with the most futuristic ideas imaginable.
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. There's a great, big, beautiful...
Disneyland's tomorrows are now the responsibility of Disney's new chairman, Michael Eisner.
Disneyland is like a movie theater because 50% of the people that come to Disneyland live within the, say, a 500-mile radius. You must, like a movie theater, put in a new movie periodically so people want to come back. So we have plans for the next 30 years, and I think we'll make the park, that much more contemporary.
Some of those plans belong to Disney designer Tony Baxter.
We have the New Orleans Square and Bear Country area, and there's a lot of property out behind that. And we're thinking about unifying that so that we have maybe a Dixieland and strengthening that with maybe we have a great property both in music and characters called Song of the South. We might find ourselves back in the swamps of Dixieland, plummeting down into the old briar patch or the laughing place to the music of Zippity-Doo-Dah and those characters. Discovery Bay is kind of a once-only place in time. It's a Victorian place that occurred at the turn of the century. It's the kind of place that Jules Verne or H.G. Wells might have inhabited. There's, like I said, a flight on an aerial suspended monorail system that looks like a dirigible and a time machine. So that's one of our key excitements for the future.
Tomorrowland, 1955, was a primitive echo of the high-tech attractions being planned today.
One of the attractions we're going to be putting in for 1986 is taking the principle of a simulator that pilots train in and adapting a show to it. And it's going to be extremely exciting. You know, Walt Disney was a great visionary. He always thought past his lifetime. And probably the great strength of our company is just that.
Well, most of the major movie directors today are in their 20s to late 40s, all of whom grew up as kids on The Wonderful World of Disney and The Wonderful World of Color and Disneyland, and they are very interested in what happens at Disneyland, and we've had conversations with everybody from George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, and other young directors who want to help us with Disneyland. And so I think you can see that what will happen in the next 10 years is a big input from those kinds of people.
Disney's kind of people, the creative kind, should ensure that Disneyland's next 30 years are as magical as the past.
To dream away.